big wow.
I know.
It's like it's everything I expected, but also not what I expected at all in a good
Right,
way.
exactly. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We're gonna see like a little tidbit of Order 66. But I didn't
Yeah.
expect to see Caleb
Yeah. It
or
took me like a good 30 seconds. I was like,
yeah.
Caleb, well, that's funny. No, oh, yeah. I was just like, oh
It's
my
like,
gosh, it's
oh
Kanan. Oh
wait,
my
yeah.
freaking Caleb Dune. Oh my word.
Yep.
That I did not expect that. It makes total sense. That makes total sense. Why did we not think that? Yeah, he would be in it
Yeah,
again.
I was not expecting that.
Did not. Yeah,
crosshair,
wasn't gonna.
crosshair, crosshair.
I don't know. That's. It makes sense though, and I like where this is going. Like
Oh, for sure.
I'm happy with the idea of. It's not just like, oh, he goes with it. It's like, well, he had Order 66 in his head, but he still was quite with it. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't until they intensified it. Oh man, there's so much to unpack. Yeah, I can't believe Caleb was in it. Freaking Kanan. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yep.
Omega, I didn't know I was going to enjoy her character so much. I was
I know.
very iffy about her and very like on the like just purely
Hello.
from hello. Oh my goodness, how you going?
I am tired, but that was.
I was saying it's everything that I expected, but also nothing of what I expected.
Yeah, it's so. I'm.
Is Chris here? I want to see if Chris is there.
I want to talk about one thing that I noticed.
Yes.
At the end.
Yes.
When it cut to the credits, it said created by Dave Filoni.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's something that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
We have never seen Dave Filoni be the creator of something. Yeah. So, sorry, I'm fixing my lighting. So I want to unpack that just I want to unpack that really quick. That means that, in a sense, Dave Filoni has now inherited showrunner for Star Wars animated. Who's so I'm and then we're gonna get into some other stuff that we're talking about. So can you guys I'm trying to piece together what I just saw.
Yeah. Kanan. Did not expect that at all. Makes total sense.
So wait.
That's Kanan.
I just realized that.
Yeah, I said that, but just before you came on, I said it took me about 30 seconds because his real name is Caleb Dune. Yeah, or Dune.
I didn't catch that. So okay.
Yeah.
I am now so glad. I am so glad that I watched Rebels.
Yeah. Because he talks about when Order 66 happened in Rebels, and he talks about how he felt guilty that he didn't help his master, and that he still holds that 15
Someone's
years later.
Gonna edit that. Someone's gonna edit that on TikTok, and it's gonna get 5 million views.
Hello, Chris.
Hi.
How you going?
Yeah. Freaking PlayStation 4 wouldn't put the episode up, so I had to go to Plan B and watch it on the computer.
Yeah. Wow.
I just finished it.
This is interesting.
What are you thinking? What's your first thought? What's the first thing you want to say about it?
Well, it started a lot better than the Clone Wars started. That's for sure.
Also,
remember that?
I agree. Yeah.
No, this is a fantastic start. I couldn't have imagined it being much better than that. That was about as good as I was thinking it could possibly get. Just from the start, having Caleb there. Kanan. Did you realize that, Clarice? Did you realize that right away after watching Rebels that was him?
No, I only said that just then.
And I just...
It just happened.
Okay, so I am still a little bit in shock. I am I'm definitely sleep deprived.
Yeah.
It is currently 4:20 in the morning.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh, how are you guys
um,
alive?
4:20. No, I didn't
Hey, I
realize.
mean, so like I got through one of these. I got through all of my matcha, and I got through a bunch of Skittles and Airheads, and I am
Well, that's the way to do
very
it. That is the way
not.
to do it.
I'm very not okay.
Right. So
What were
anyway,
you, what were you gonna say,
Dave,
Chris?
I didn't recognize Deepa Baleva at first because she looks a little bit different than in the films. In the films, she has like one little dot on her head, and this one she had kind of
Yes.
like two. And so I
Mm.
wasn't exactly 100% sure it was her until they said the kid's name, Caleb, and I'm like, okay, this is Kanan. This is Kanan Jarrus. Oh my
And
gosh. And then I'm trying to think back to Rebels. I'm like, did they show the Order 66 scene with him, or did I think they just talked about it? I can't remember.
I in Rebels, do you say?
Yeah, Claire, did they show Order 66 in Rebels? I mean, they
No.
didn't do no.
Kanan
So
just talks about it. So Kanan
so
like
just talked about it.
here's the thing. So he talks about it, and I think that there's a dream sequence where you hear it,
Yes.
Yeah.
but I don't actually
don't see anything.
know
It's been so long
if
since I've watched that. It's been like 5 years.
I
They did
mean,
do a comic run
yeah.
of that actually of Order 66 from him, and I'm not too sure if it matches honestly. But now I got to reread it after
They're
this.
stepping all
So
over comics and books with these last two things that have come out. I mean, there was that whole controversy of the Siege of Mandalore and the Ahsoka Tano novel, and like how that changed that a little bit. And but that was him. But that scene, okay, so that scene,
I'm
was
I can defend I can defend what
it's
they're doing is it's very, very hard to not step on canon
well, that's
when
why
you have so many people.
there was different levels of canon before Disney took over. There was all these different letters that they would give them. So you had what
Yeah.
was called the T canon, which was the television canon, which was Clone Wars, and then you had the C canon, which was continuity canon, which was everything like all the books and comic books, and they were different levels of canon. And then there was like the George Lucas canon and the film canon and like all this stuff too. And it was really complicated. So they just said, all right, we're just wiping everything. And the only stuff that's canon is the 6 films and the Clone Wars. And that was it. Everything else was deleted from canon and became Star Wars Legends. And that was a whole thing. And then after that, for a while, there was continuity with everything. But now they're starting to bring back the C canon concept of the fact that there's still some comics and novels that are not 100% the same.
Yeah.
They're overwritten by the TV shows and the films.
So I
but
was
that's
just sorry.
I was just going to say
Continue.
about the episode, about the actual what we just saw. I love the way it was like shot. The animation of the snow planet was absolutely insane. Like it was like Pixar level like animation with all the snow and the trees, and like I was just like blown away right from like the first scene on how good the animation was. Like it seemed almost better than even Siege of Mandalore. I was like, what the heck?
Very immersive.
That's Joel Aaron. Joel Aaron is the animation supervisor, the CG supervisor for Clone Wars, and he is so incredibly talented. He's like a photographer, and he like knows how to light things, and like he just gets better and better and better every year. He's working on stuff.
That's incredible. Yeah.
So I was just informed by our engineer that we actually have a caller. So if we're okay pulling
bring
them
people in.
Yeah, come on.
bring it in. Let's talk. Let's discuss.
I'm ready.
So let's get them in and let's talk about this because this is
Palmer.
big.
Palmer, you're back.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, it was that
Hello
Jordan?
there.
Jordan's voice.
Waiting for Mike. That's
Hang on.
completely
Yeah,
fine.
that's right. Jordan, you're here. We just can't see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You need Echo to look at your mic. Your camera. You can hack the system for you.
Yeah. This is going to like I'm definitely gonna have to watch this tomorrow one more time to see it because like I want to see this on like my screen again, and I want to be able, like, I want to watch on my my laptop tomorrow just to like see it, because it's probably it's gonna look so crisp. I mean, like the visuals in this, like, you know, we were talking about season Mandalore and season 7 of the Clone Wars, and I think this even tops it. Like this
Oh,
obviously,
definitely.
yeah, like this
Oh,
one,
Palmer,
this
you're here. You're here,
Palmer,
Palmer.
Palmer.
hello, how are you
Oh,
doing?
hello. There we go.
It took me a second.
No, that's
That's all
fine.
good.
No worries. So, what did you think? What are your
Yeah,
initial
give us your
reactions?
thoughts.
It was beautiful. I was really shocked by the cinematography of it.
Yeah.
Just like the wide shots, especially around the end, like in the hangar, like the Mexican standoff that they had.
Good, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I think that's it. Yeah, just straight up, it was a beautiful looking episode.
Yeah.
Just the way they would, even just, you know, the tiny things cutting between shots of a dialogue. That was just so smooth. Everything felt like you were there. It was quite an immersive way of. It felt live, actually. It felt like it was, you know, that was an
Yeah.
actual doing those shots.
Yeah, I mean, like, looking at like how far animation has come, just talking about like the visuals of this, like think about back in like 1995 when Pixar started versus where Pixar is now, and then you look at the same difference between 2008 Clone Wars and now 2021 Bad Batch. It is just, it's
It's just stunning.
beautiful.
It's just so good. Yeah.
Like, just imagine like what it's going to look like in a couple years when we see like the next evolution of this animation technology. Like, and like this all like going into like going into like the episode of like what happened, Hannah, Chris, Palmer, Jordan, what are your kind of initial reactions to like what happened?
Palmer, you take this one first.
Yes.
Yes.
oh cool. I was really excited to see Saw Gerrera again.
Yeah.
Something I
Evo.
realized is that they made him look more like his appearance in Clone Wars than his
Yeah.
appearance in Rebels and everything else that he's been in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up G2, whatever planet they're going to. I think it sounds familiar. But
I'm pretty sure that's where Rex is hiding.
Yeah,
Cutler
I took
Quain.
that.
Cutler Quain.
You reckon?
Okay.
I like Dominic's theory that they're gonna go see Cutler Quain, but Rex would also make a lot of sense.
So
what if they're both there?
what did he say at the end? It was J.
J19?
It was just his
J19.
designation. It wasn't. It's their code
Yeah.
name for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was just a
Doesn't mean
designation,
anything. They're
okay.
not letting us know. We're gonna find out on Thursday night. Is that one?
Thursday night. Yeah.
oh, 2 episodes in a week. Sweet.
Yeah, and then we have so all of the next episodes, just so everybody knows, is going to be like the normal length. It's going to be like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
So like this one was basically like 4 episodes stacked together. They gave us the Siege of Mandalore type thing for this premiere. It was J19. Sniper in the chat just said.
So George Lucas has now basically like predicted 3 things that Disney has done, where George Lucas set up episode 7 and Disney did it, and George Lucas set up a Star Wars live action show that could not be funded at the production quality of Star Wars, so it never happened, Star Wars Underworld, and then Disney did it with The Mandalorian. And George Lucas thought that there could be cinematic style animation on television, and he developed that technology ahead of its time. Disney couldn't even afford to do it right away and did Star Wars Rebels instead. And now finally we've caught up to the future that George Lucas made the Clone Wars for, which is now. And now we have what looks like probably a show that looks like this forever, which is absolutely amazing. So that's the third time that George Lucas has pushed forward a medium, in addition to the fact that he brought digital technology to theaters and THX sound to theaters as well, which is absolutely insane. And he
It's
also
just
invented
mind-blowing.
CGI and Pixar, because Pixar came from Lucasfilm's CGI department.
Yep.
Yeah.
Palmer, hello. I see your face.
There you are,
Oh,
hello.
hey, you got a video.
Hello. There's a video.
Palmer, question for you. What do you think about seeing Caleb June or Kanan Jarrus, as we might know him? Are you a Rebels fan? Have you watched through the Rebels series?
I have, yes.
Yeah. So what was your
Um,
reaction seeing young Caleb?
I was excited, honestly. I know we got an adaptation of it, like that whole Order 66 story told in a comic, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. Yes. But I if you remember that one, I'm not sure how much that lines up with
It,
what we just saw.
I think it does like a little bit, but like the
Like the basic
not,
idea is basic.
yeah.
So like the basic
Mm.
idea is there, but there's like a little bit difference. I mean, like I agree. I think that what we heard in Rebels definitely lines up here. It's going to always be a little bit different because of the way that Disney wants to like formulate things and change things to fit their current narrative versus like their old narrative. I mean, you know, like that's just kind of like how things work. Um
Mm.
yeah, I mean like that's just kind of like how people kind of like you know, Star Wars has changed so much in the last couple of years. And I think that even when Rebels, because Rebels was on Disney XD.
It was on Disney
Yeah.
XD like 2014 to 2018.
So like that was like the because that was right after Disney bought it. So like that was like
2 years.
so yeah, so Rebels was Disney's very first Star Wars
Yep.
introduction.
It
And then
was.
we had
Oh yeah, it's got the lightsabers out.
hey, I like that.
Hey, there we go.
Oh,
There
talk
we
Palmer,
go.
so the
There
thing
we go.
switches to you.
Say something.
There we go.
Yeah.
Where did you get the lightsabers from?
I think I got one of these from Amazon, and then another one from one called AliExpress.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
They look amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah. So really
what
quick.
just happened?
So our engineer Nick actually just said that we have another caller on. So we're gonna kind of switch out callers and try to take as many people as possible. So if we can switch out Palmer for someone else.
Yeah, before
and then
we let
can
you go,
finish.
Palmer, what was your favorite thing about the episode? What was your favorite thing to see?
Probably the introduction of Omega. She seems like a female version of Jango Fett. I feel like that would be a pretty interesting concept.
That is an interesting concept.
That is.
I'm ready to see where this goes. I'm on board.
And also that I was right about Crosshair.
Yes, you very much were right. Called it. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for jumping on, Palmer. Appreciate your time and conversation.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna go sleep forever now.
Yeah, go rest.
There's a concept.
4:30.
That is a mood.
Woo! Go team. Good stuff.
So in the chat, thank you, Palmer, for being here. Do you have any do you have any handles or anything that you want to shout out before we switch over guests?
Yeah, sure. I am Palmer's OSU, or Palmer OSU as people come to call me, on Instagram and on TikTok. Although I don't post on Instagram.
That's fine. Well, thank you so much for being with us and talking for a little bit here. And I hope that you enjoyed the show and hanging out with us for the last 8 hours.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep. See y'all.
Yep. Peace.
Alrighty.
Really quick.
Oh,
hey, Joel. Hello.
Joel's with us. You're
I'm
back.
exhausted and tired, but I'm alive. I've been here all the time.
So according, just really quick, Opinia in the chat actually just found Sector J19.
I saw that. I read it.
Yeah, so
Where?
it's Sulrip Sector, Sul Ripe Sector.
Is that what you were trying to say before, Chris? I feel like Chris, you were trying to say that.
Yeah, so this is apparently in canon, and it has been shown in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
It's Seleucumai. It's
Yeah, it's
Colloquane. I'm
Deserter.
right.
It's Deserter. It's the
Yay.
appearances
It's
of the
Colloquane.
Deserter.
It's Seleucumai.
Holy shit.
Okay, cool.
It's Rex and Cutler Queen, because as much as I want to
Yeah,
believe
I
it's just
reckon Rex
Cutler
is with him.
Queen, it doesn't
Rex
make
is with him.
sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense for them to bring just him back.
I reckon that's where
You
Rex is
know,
gone.
like he only showed up
after
in like
Ahsoka's
the
gone
first
off.
time in season 1, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it would make more sense if it was him and Rex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
making the call now that straight after end of Clone Wars season 7, Ahsoka goes off, and Ahsoka and Rex decide it's safe if they're not together.
Yeah.
Ahsoka goes off, does her thing, does what's in the book, and then Rex goes off and finds Cutler Queen, like immediately.
Yes.
I reckon that's exactly
Yes.
what's happening.
Yeah.
And
That
he's
is
like hanging
happening.
out with Cut.
So
Just figuring it out.
my new prediction
Ooh.
is that scene where we see Rex is going to be in the second episode, because like obviously the stuff that we saw in this first episode, a lot of it was new. Like we did not see the snow planet at the beginning, which I don't know actually
cool.
what planet
That
that
was a cool
was.
planet.
So we didn't know that was going to happen. We saw clankers, which is great because we love the battle droids.
Rest in
I
peace,
love that.
spell droids.
Ooh, I know,
Yeah.
right? Oh, thank you so
Rest
much.
in
Yeah.
peace, separatists.
Yeah,
did your
gotta
duty.
love
Good-
them. I
goodbye.
just want Miss Rip Walk Tambor and Poggle the Lesser. Come on, Poggle the Lesser doesn't get enough airtime.
Oh,
Like,
speaking of which, did anyone else notice at the beginning of the episode they recreated more Revenge of the Sith in
They
Clone
did.
Wars styles?
Yeah,
Grievous looks
that's
so
true.
good.
Oh, it
Yeah,
looks
I
it looks
was surprised by that.
wonderful.
I didn't expect them to show more of Order 66 like that
No.
and more Revenge of the Sith. So now we've got even more stuff happening, and they're gonna have to do a triple sync with this and Siege of Mandalore and Revenge of the Sith.
I wouldn't need this, but I would not mind if like they just remade Revenge of the Sith, but with Clone Wars and just kind of like did a weird kind
That's
of
what I've
hybrid
been
Clone Wars
saying
Revenge
for
of the Sith hybrid.
years. I've been saying this for like 5 years now, that they need to do this because there's no Boba Fett, there's no Ahsoka, there's no Rex, there's 3 key characters, there's no Asajj Ventress either. There's a lot of key characters from the
Well,
Clone
she's
Wars
dead
that
by
aren't.
now.
They're not in Revenge of the Sith. But again, now that they've explained where everybody is, now they can't do that because Siege of Mandalore basically was that. But if they before that, though, it would have actually been really interesting to
Yeah.
redo that movie. But again, it's not something that Disney's in the business of doing.
It almost reminds me of Chris. You've read the Revenge of the Sith novelization, have you?
Yeah.
That novel really tied in with a lot of the EU stuff that was going on back then.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would love like a animated version that's kind of like the novel in that sense.
I think a lot of fans want that, but as Chris said, Disney is not in the business of remaking. Disney does not want to touch what George made.
Oh, I wouldn't either. I'd be too scared to.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
that
like
doesn't
look
stop
at,
toxic fans from believing it though.
I know.
Oh yeah, I mean like now like I know some of the chatter online is like is from the fans is for Disney to release the original trilogy cuts from
Chatter
77.
online. That was an April Fool's joke.
No, so like I mean like over the last forever we've wanted the restoration. What is it called? I'm so tired. What is it called?
Cut. The original
original
Beyond
cuts,
the
yeah,
specialized edition.
Yeah, the despecialized versions.
Yeah,
So we've
yeah.
wanted that. I don't think, and like in like 2014, 2015, when we like started seeing all of these Disney stuff come out, people were like, "Oh, release the despecialized version." I don't think it's ever going to happen because they do not want to fuck with what George Lucas had in mind. They do not want
Not in the
to.
contract. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
in
yeah.
the contract. They can do it. They will. He might be after in like 10 years, 20 years, but it will happen.
You think it will?
Oh
Maybe it
yeah.
will happen. Maybe it will happen
Ewok,
after.
the Ewok, now that the Ewoks cartoon is on Disney Plus, anything could be on
I mean,
it
we're
now.
this close to getting the holiday special. Like
That's right.
we got part of it out of it.
That'll probably happen too.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
absolutely.
the holiday special is holiday 2021.
But
They will drop it in like November and say, "Hey, by the way, we're going to release this," and it'll be that too.
But
I mean,
let's talk about
we're
yeah,
whoops.
let's talk about Omega. Now we know the answer, and pretty much what I thought was going to happen is true, in that she's a clone. She's a mutated clone like the rest of them,
Yeah.
and that the clone mutated her gender, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's like two things that could have happened. Either the Y chromosome could have been replaced by an X during the cloning, or the Y chromosome could have not been differentiated, because I've studied this stuff and it's fascinating.
So
Hmm.
something I noticed that in the Bad Batch, and this is me putting my speculation cap back on, but it's something I've kind of wanted from Bad Batch for a while, and maybe they're setting it up. I think they might be setting up the Camino Rebellion that happened in the Battlefront 2 video game. Although that was later in the timeline. But I got the sense.
Interesting.
I got the
I
sense
got
the
that
Camino.
vibe.
Yeah, I got the sense the Camino's like, we're not happy with what you're doing. Like, we kind of don't morally care, but we think you're gonna affect our money. We don't like that.
I mean, the what is the proper name of
Kaminoans?
Kaminoans? Thank you, Joel.
Mm.
So the Kaminoans, all they really care about is their paycheck, and we saw this in the very beginning of the episode.
Books are.
Yeah, exactly. We saw this at the very beginning of the episode. Wait, this is not in your contract. Our contract is to create, doing it. And then Tarkin's like, your contract is with the Republic, and the Republic's gone. So basically, he just gave them the finger, and that definitely pissed them off. And if you like at the very end of the episode, you see like both of them at the end basically saying that they're going to do something about this, and like this is not okay. And he's like, good, they got away. And I think that, Joel, you're 100% right. I think that is that's something that they could be setting up. I mean, we don't know what the rest of this series, the series is going to be. So maybe that is the conclusion. Maybe you are right.
I hope so, because that's like one of my favorite missions in Battlefront 2. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Got Boba Fett got there. It's got stormtroopers and clone troopers fighting each other, so that's all fun. So it's like, ooh, maybe this is like the canon version of it, with like the Bad Batch in the center. Another thing that I'm kind of still confused about, but maybe I just need to rewatch it again, or maybe I'll explain the series, is I'm still not quite sure how the inhibitor chips kind of work for like the regular clones. Like those clones were pretty quick to like start saluting, like, yay, the Emperor, and
So the way that the inhibitor chips, if I'm wrong about this, let me know. The way that the inhibitor chips work are they are set up so when they hear a voice command, and Order 66 was that voice command. It was baked in that Order 66 was this command to go and kill all of the Jedi, because they betrayed the Republic. And
it
so
seems like
so
it's a
forth.
bit more. It's like, nope, now you get to be pro-Empire now.
Well, the thing is that like good soldiers always follow orders. So
that's the line that kept being said over and over again in the Order 66 arc. I'm pretty sure.
And that is now obviously in the beginning of this and in the end of this episode too. So I think that this is going to be a recurring thing. And that what's really interesting is that the Bad Batch, except Crosshair, obviously doesn't have it, or theirs doesn't work.
The mutations destroyed it, and they thought that happened with Crosshair too, but it just made it weaker. So they had to
Yeah.
intensify it for him to be at the same level as the other clones.
Yeah.
And because everyone had that theory that Crosshair might go back and join the Empire as such, and we did see that to an extent in this episode. But I have a theory that he might actually come back. I think Bad Batch will want to take the inhibitor chip out of him,
Oh yeah,
and
they
maybe
definitely will.
by speaking to Rex, they'll figure out, oh, you could just take it out, and then that might be like an arc there of trying to get Hunter and then get him not to kill, capture him and then take out the inhibitor chip. And
Yeah.
then
Do you think
rejoin.
Hunter will be like a season 1 villain, and then season 2 will get another? If there's a season 2, we'll get another villain, or
Crosshair,
you think
yeah.
Crosshair or do you think Crosshairs will be on the dark side for half a season or the whole season?
I think we'll be 6 episodes of Crosshair being annoying,
and then he
being
will
the
join,
villain.
and then we'll see
And
the rest
then,
of the show. Yeah,
we'll see the rest of them.
All they got to do is capture him, because we saw in the Order 66 arc that they can do surgery on them and take it out.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
as soon as
I
they capture him, they'll take it out.
Yeah,
and they'll figure
exactly.
that out
So
once they talk to Rex.
I think probably the first 2 or 3 episodes. So this is the introduction. So probably by episode 4 they will know about this. Anywhere between episode 2 and episode 4 they will know about this, because I think that they're going to probably meet Rex in this next episode. And I have another theory. I think that we are going to see Ahsoka in this show.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah, it's a Dave Filoni show. Come on,
it's a Dave Filoni show. Yes, this is also true. And the reason why is I think what they're going to do is that they're going to show Ahsoka, and then they're going to split, just like she showed up in one episode of The Mandalorian, because they're still trying to plug her as much as they can into specific projects to boost the fact that Ahsoka is coming in a show with her in the future. So they want to make sure that she is staying relevant. So I think that we're definitely going to see her.
Absolutely.
I think that because it's the animated show versus a Mandalorian type show, I think we'll see her more than just one episode. Because I see them doing a thing where they plug things that she did in her book in this show, especially if it's more than one season. So there's that.
That's definitely
That's
a
also
possibility.
true.
I kind of hope she stays for one episode. I kind of want to keep the cameos as orderly as possible, because I don't want them to get
It'll
too
become
tasteful
Star Wars Rebels real quick if they have too many cameos.
I thought the cameos this episode was pretty good, though.
For me, that's kind of not the point, but like I said, what seems like 15 hours ago, the point of all of this is to connect the dots between things we've already seen. So
so I think a cameo
it's
is on
almost
cards,
for me, it's almost expected to see cameos and not only see them once or twice, especially if it's a character like Ahsoka.
Yeah, we will. But speaking of cameos, Saw Gerrera, the Onderon freedom fighters, that was pretty cool. And I swear I heard some Rogue One music motifs in there, which was super crazy to see in this style of animation.
I mean, Saw Gerrera's already looking like Forrest Whitaker already. He's getting the beard going and the crazy eyes.
The crazy eyes. Yeah.
I mean,
that was good.
They're perfectly setting all of this up to Disney wants to fill in the spots with what they're making, and over the next couple of years we're getting so many different things, so they want to definitely fill in the things. And what's
Andor and Kenobi both are Dark Times shows. So basically you have this animated show that is going to be taking us through the Dark Times. It's Star Wars The Dark Times. I don't know why they're calling it The Bad Batch. It's Star Wars The Dark Times.
The Dark Times.
And then you have the 2 live action shows along with that too. And then they're bridging to the start of Rogue One, essentially, and also could tie into things happening with Rebels as well, because Rebels is also a Dark Times show.
Actually, just the one quote and joke that I loved in the show is in the mess hall scene, and the regs are, they're starting to give better banter, and then they go the sad batch, and I was like, that is such a soft, lame joke, but I was like, that's so
Like
good.
Bad Batch isn't
Oh,
like
that's
enough of
sad
an
batch.
insult in
I know,
itself.
right?
Speaking
What's
of lines, oh sorry.
No, so that's a Dave Filoni joke.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
such a
Shocker.
Dave Filoni joke.
shocker. Yes, what were you gonna say, Joel?
I was saying, speaking of lines, I found it interesting. Saga were talking about, like the Clone Wars is over, but a Civil War is going to begin. And I just find that
Yeah.
funny because according to the lore, the war we see in the original trilogy is called the Galactic Civil War. So that's the next big war that starts with the Death
That's
Star
also
and the
true.
Rebels. So I
That's
just
also
sounded
true.
funny, like, oh, yep, Filoni's pulling
Yeah.
some deep lore on us.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what's
I
really
mean,
good
we all
is
know that,
Korea.
Dave Filoni is actually a fan of Star Wars. He really likes Star Wars.
Well, Dave Filoni cosplayed as Plo Koon at a Star Wars Celebration, and then some random person called him up and said, "Hey, you want to work on Star Wars?" And he thought it was a prank call.
Yeah.
He loved Plo
It's
Koon.
amazing. What the hell?
I think the story goes George wanted him because he saw Dave Filoni's work on a different TV show.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Avatar, yes, thank you.
A very good show.
Yeah, so he saw his work on Avatar, and Lucasfilm called him up, and he was like, nah, that's not really going to happen. And then he gets into the room, and George Lucas is there.
He thought it was a joke until he saw George Lucas.
Yeah. He's like, no, they're not actually calling me. Someone's gonna prep. Yeah, they're like, whatever. And then he walks in, and I'm sure he just shit himself.
Oh my gosh, it's George Lucas. What?
Yeah, and he was like, oh wait, this is real. Oh my god.
Talking about the
rest,
episode,
as they say, is history.
Yeah. Then we're here. But just talking about the episode again, what about the episode surprised you guys? I mean, we did predict a lot and expected a lot of scenes, storyline wise, but what was the any surprising elements for anyone? Joel,
I was surprised at the Order 66 stuff. I didn't think that we would start before Order 66. I thought we were going to start either in the middle of it or right after. But starting right before with the stuff with Caleb Dune, I was I was not expecting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Joel, what were you going to say?
I think the two big things for me are the Caleb Dune stuff, which it does contradict the comic, but whatever. I thought it was fun. I felt can't tell if he was played by Freddie Prinze Jr. You were just doing young Freddie Prinze Jr.
I think he was, and I thought that was a bit strange.
Teenage Freddie Prinze Jr.
Because it was there was some scenes where his voice was just that is way too deep of a voice to be coming out of a 14-year-old.
Yep. Okay, so it was just Freddie Prinze doing 10-year-olds himself.
Yeah, that's great, but I don't know if it landed well for me, to be honest.
So it sounded jarring because it was obviously he was trying to do a younger.
Kanan jarring.
Stop it. I'm too tired for the puns. Anyways,
so what's really interesting is we saw that a few weeks ago that Freddie Prinze Jr. was doing something with Star Wars, and we were like, wait, what does this mean? And now we know. We were thinking that he was going to come back, he was coming back for Ahsoka or something like that. We never assumed that he would be back for the Bad Batch. This is I think that is definitely the biggest surprise for this episode. And yeah, I mean, we have so much to talk about. We could literally sit here for hours.
I had one
and
more
talk
surprise.
about this episode. Yeah,
we will not be sitting here for hours.
No.
My other surprise was I was surprised by Crosshair's betrayal because I did know about it. I follow Underworld. I watch the leaks. I go to the leaks. I'm a leaker. I saw Hasbro. Yes, thank you, Hasbro. But I thought Crosshair was just going to be he's just kind of a jerky clone who just who's okay with it. I didn't know. Oh, dang, you're kind of having your autonomy taken away from you here. Yeah. So that just makes him tragic.
Yeah,
that's also true.
I think that really added to it though, because at the start you were like, oh, Crosshair, that's really frustrating that he was going into the Order 66 stuff. But then the fact that they started manipulating that and intensified it, you just went, oh, come on. So I think that's why I'm I think the plight of him, and just before that in the cell, Omega has that real kind of connection with him and goes like, "You're angry," and like tries to understand him. I was like, it's not like they're gonna palm away Crosshair now. Like they've made this connection. They're gonna build on how
Good
Omega
point.
is gonna like make him a nicer person when he
Yeah.
comes back eventually. Which we're calling that now.
We will actually see. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, how are we feeling?
It's time to sleep. Good night,
It's
everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you
it's
so
been
much.
a
Go
big
follow.
day
Yeah.
of a
Get on
lot of.
Herdus.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Thank you so much, Joel,
Joel,
for
thank you so
jumping
much
in.
for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
good
So we will let
conversation
you
as
go
always.
so you can
Sleep.
sleep now.
Like,
I do
yes,
need some
yes.
sleep.
And then we will close out the show. So
Alright.
thank you so much, Joel.
Bye bye.
See you,
Bye.
Joel.
Bye, Joel.
Thank you so much for being here.
All right. So
Alrighty.
thank you so much for those of you that are still with us still in this
After
early
6 hours.
6 hours
Y'all
of
are real
It's
ones.
it's been close to
times.
8 hours now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're coming up on
true,
8 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying 6 so I don't have to think about it.
It's been a
So
good time. It's been a good
Yeah.
time. And remember that we do have all our social medias, Culture
Yep.
Slate at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all our social
Patreon
media.
is also
Patreon.
there. The
You know
link
what
is
else is
in
on
the
Patreon?
description. The Emily
Yeah.
Swallow interview.
Oh yeah, we've got
So
some
like
juicy
go
parts of
join the
conversation.
Patreon and watch
That's
it.
not, yeah. So we have our Instagram, we have our Patreon, we have our Facebook page, we have our website. So if you guys are not subscribed and you were sitting here watching, please go and hit that red subscribe button down below. Go and give us a like. Over the next couple days, we are going to be having a bunch of exclusive content, a bunch of uploads. So please stay tuned for all of these episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with us here at Star Wars Culture.
Claire, why are you doing Hannah's outro?
I'm not. I'm just saying all of the things that need to be said so then we can actually do it.
That's so good.
Someone
So
didn't
make sure
take your
you do
inhibitor chip out.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we're gonna be here again Wednesday 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and that's 10 a.m. on a Thursday for Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Jordan, you can say our catchphrase.
May the force be with you.
Always.